Good morning. I'm Nina Black. Welcome to my channel. Glad you could make it. Okay, so if you are new to this channel, welcome. Remember to subscribe if this is something that resonates with you. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And I hope you like this video. So today, our topic is the importance of being a princess. Why is it important to be a princess? So before we dive into it, because we got 3 points, because we move in sets of threes. So I'm gonna give you the three main points why I feel it's important to be a princess. But just for the newcomers, I'm just going to quickly explain what being a princess means. So, and I'm going to explain Up Your Seduction Game. So basically, this series is me sharing tips that I've learned over the past year of being single, tips that I've learned in terms of how to embrace my femininity, how to embrace, different aspects of who I am as a woman and how to enhance that, not only to improve my dating life, but also to improve things like self confidence, self worth, and all of those beautiful things. So for me, it's basically been a princess journey. I would basically say I definitely subscribe to the princess lifestyle, if there's such a thing, and it's really important because dot dot dot. Point number one. Okay, before I get into the importance of being a princess, the reason why I'm making this video is when I first started on this journey of really taking extra care of myself, and making sure that I do things differently. Like I take care of my looks more. I take care of, my appearance more, the way that I walk, the way that I talk, the places I go, the people I interact with. I've never really been a makeup person, but, challenging myself to develop that side of myself, doing my makeup, doing my hair, dressing in feminine colors, wearing, pinks and reds and baby pastel colors. And it's really changed so many things in my life, but it's really also changed my whole lifestyle in the sense that if I have to go somewhere, I literally can never be ready in an hour. I need at least 90 minutes, 2 hours. That's basically my area of expertise. Okay, because it takes me about 45 minutes to just do the regular stuff. That's just like shower and pick an outfit. That takes me close to an hour. And that's pretty normal, I think, as a girl. But then now having to do hair, makeup, and making sure that the outfit matches, the makeup look, and it complements the shoes, and this, that, the next thing, it's like so much more effort. That's an extra 45 minutes, at best. At worst, I won't even talk about it. So it's definitely way more work, but it's definitely way more benefits. So if you're on this journey, and you feel deflated and demotivated, and like 2-3 weeks in, you're like, this is just too much. I fully understand where you're coming from. I went through that as well, but the benefits definitely outweigh the work. It definitely makes it totally worth it, and it's better than being unfeminine and living that kind of lifestyle. I can tell you that for sure. Okay, so let's jump into the benefits. Benefit number one, or importance number one, of being a princess. When you take that extra 30 or 45 minutes to get ready because you're putting on your makeup, because you're doing your hair, you basically are taking extra time to take care of yourself. So for example, when you try a new makeup look, which I always recommend you do that on your day off or when you're just gonna be not really going anywhere in case it doesn't come out well. Don't do it under pressure when you have to go somewhere. But if you take extra 45 minutes to say, okay, I tried this makeup look, I really like it, I'm going to wear it today. But because it's my first time putting it on, it's going to take time. Take that extra 45 minutes because what it does is you take care of yourself in that time. You make sure, this is perfect. You look at yourself in the mirror until you like what you see. And we all know that feeling of when you like what you see in the mirror. It just changes your whole day. Now imagine having a bunch of those days in a row. And you can make that happen. You can literally make that happen with self-care. So a lot of people, oh no, I don't like makeup. I like being natural and all of that kind of stuff. That's great. Even if you are being natural, don't hide behind natural because you really don't want to put in the effort. There's a lot of women who look gorgeous and really well taken care of, and are still very natural, whatever natural means to you. And I commend them because it's not about whether you wear, there's big debates about whether you wear, straight hair or your natural hair or braids or this or that. That is actually very secondary to you taking time in the morning to make sure you look good. If you don't like makeup, I would still say try it because there's just something that it does that absolutely transforms you from one person to another, and not in a scary, unrecognizable way, but in a, as a girl, when you played dress up, and you wore you wore your mom's shoes because you really liked those shoes, but they don't fit you. But your imagination just made you feel like you were a totally different person. That's what makeup does. Because every little girl, most little girls, I won't generalize, most little girls, and I was one of them, we just like the feeling of just transforming, being this and then being that. Today I'm wearing a flowy dress. I'm that flowy kind of girl. And then tomorrow, I'm wearing that slim dress or that, little black dress or whatever the case might be. That's who we are. Our personas love that. Our personas love, today I'm wearing jeans and heels. Tomorrow I'm going to wear that, that skirt or whatever. Those little things just bring out a different side of you because you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, wow. And it just changes you. Same like when you went and you got your hair did for the first time, and you came out of the salon, and after all that pain and trauma, and you looked at yourself in the mirror with whether it was braids or bouncy curls or the first time you straightened your hair, whatever it is that made you look in the mirror and say, wow, after all of that, and you felt like it was totally worth it. Like for me, it was braids. Braids were a nightmare because you sat there for hours. But then afterwards, you're like, wow. And it changes the way that you see yourself. So you've taken time for self-care, which was probably boring, sometimes even painful or uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, the way that you looked just made it totally worth it. Because deep inside, as women, we love being beautiful. And when you take time to take care of yourself, and it shows, the world appreciates it, but more importantly, you feel good. So if you're not into makeup, or even if you are into makeup, I also recommend skincare. But if you're not going to wear makeup, make sure you are putting in all of that effort with skincare. Don't walk around looking tired, looking drained. Get masks and exfoliators and products that are going to rejuvenate your skin and keep it smooth and glowing and looking healthy. Another thing with self-care is when you take time to exfoliate your skin, when you take time to put, a foundation that matches you, when you take time to put concealer, when you take time to do those things, those little secrets, you know, you look radiant, you look good, you look healthy, you look good, and people gravitate towards a healthy looking person. But if you don't take care of your skin in the name of whatever, you can't be surprised when people are not keen to be around you, especially strangers, because we're talking about how to socialize as well and network. But even people that know you, yes, people can tolerate you at work, wherever, but they're not going to gravitate towards you as much as they could if you looked healthier. Just a simple thing like that, Makeup hides certain things, like if you had a long night or a long week, makeup will save you the embarrassment of everybody having to know your business, But just practicing self-care really is the road to increasing your self-worth, because you decide you deserve all of that effort. And when you decide you deserve all of that effort, it shows, and you walk differently, you look at yourself differently, and that's what people gravitate towards. Which brings me to my second point. Being a princess is the most attractive. Okay, it's very attractive. Let me put it like that, because now I don't want to spoil my third point. They're all pretty related, you see. Being a princess makes you very attractive. One, because you take care of yourself. Okay? If you are like, I'm never leaving my house without looking at least 1, 2, and 3. You're not always going to look absolutely flawless, but have I'll never look worse than this standard. So when you're a princess, you become attractive automatically. Why? Because you're literally making sure that you look good and decent and well put together. Your nails are always looking good. They're always clean, manicured. If they're done, they're done. If they're not, they're not. You don't have one on, one off. And I know it happens, ladies. I know. It happens to all of us. But there's ways around it that you need to be consistent with, because your image out there is basically a reflection of how you feel about yourself. If you feel, oh no, I'm a princess, this is my standard, I cannot leave in clothes that I slept with, I have to change into a princess gown, or whatever that means to you. That's it. That's what you have to do. Like, at your bare minimum, you're still cute. Cute. Okay? We never go below cute. You're still cute. It makes you more attractive because you'll always carry yourself a certain way. And when you carry yourself a certain way, people read that as confidence, and it makes them more attracted to you, because they're thinking, if you value yourself so much that you'll wake up an extra hour early just to look good, you must be either really important or really special or something. And then they want to get to know you. then they're attracted to you. You see? So you're not trying to catch people's attention. You're just being your princess self, and people automatically notice you because you guessed it, not many people are princesses. You don't just find a princess everywhere. So a princess will catch an eye, everybody's eye, very quickly. Very, very quickly. And, oh, a princess. Oh, and she knows she's a princess, not because you're obnoxious, but because of the way you carry yourself. There's a lot of women who look really good. They have really good makeup. They have really good outfits. Their nails look amazing. They have the latest fashion bags and all of that kind of stuff. But the way they carry themselves is not the way a princess would carry herself. So as beautiful as they can be, they're not attractive. So people don't gravitate towards them. People aren't curious about them. People just assume whatever they assume about them and move on, but they're not attracted to them. And it's hard to explain if you don't put in the princess work. It shows. It's very difficult to explain. It goes beyond makeup. It's while you're putting on makeup, there's a way that you talk to yourself. You know, if you make a mistake, there's a way, oh, how am I going to fix this? You know, there's a way that you approach yourself. There's a way that you treat yourself. And that's what makes you a princess. It's not just a dress that you put on. Otherwise, it wouldn't really hold that much power if it was just an outfit. Because then anybody can do it. But you have to develop it. And taking care of yourself, even going to bed and making sure your skin, you know, is taken care of to bed where no one is going to see you, but you know the result is what you want. So you take that extra time that nobody knows that you have to take that extra time for. You do that, the undercover work. What do you call it? The background work, the behind the scenes work. You do the behind the scenes work that nobody knows is happening, and all they see is the princess. And that's what it is. It's a series of efforts, seen and unseen, that make you a princess. When you buy your first pair of heels and you don't know how to walk in heels, you have to practice in your house, and no one's going to know that. No one's going to know that. Comment below if you want to see a video on how to walk in heels, especially if it's your first time, if you're not used to it. I'll be happy to do a video about that. But if you are wearing heels for the first time, you have to do that groundwork. I think that's the word I was looking for, groundwork. And walk around your home in your heels until you get used to it. And then when people see you walking out there, they're like, oh wow, she walks like a princess, because you've put in the hours of work. You didn't just buy a pair of heels, expensive heels, put them on, and then you're walking like a baby giraffe. Like, don't do it. Practice at home. It's simple things like that, you see. So that's a great example, because a lot of people think, oh, if I put on heels, then automatically I'm a princess. Can you walk in heels? Do they match your outfit? Do they match your bag? You know, there's a lot. So that's basically the summary of it. It's a lifestyle. It's a whole lifestyle. It's what you do from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. It's what you do that makes you a princess. It's not just what you wear or the makeup look that you have on. It's more than that. Okay, so that was point number 2. It makes you more attractive because it comes from a different place. It's not a superficial thing. Being a princess is in your blood, your royalty. Okay, if you remember the fairy tale about the princess and the pea, and how the princess could feel through 19 mattresses or something like that, she could feel a pea, like the peas that you eat. She could feel that, and she couldn't sleep at night. And that's how they knew she was a real princess, because only a real princess would be so sensitive, you see, to be uncomfortable because of a pea, because she's used to, comfort and luxury, and, this little pea is just, I can't sleep. And wasn't the whole house fussing over her 19 mattresses? Is that necessary? Probably not. But if you're a princess, you can convince people that it's necessary. And then still complain, oh, I couldn't sleep because there was just, it was a pea. If she was not a real princess, she would have said, oh, I slept just fine, knowing she tossed and turned the whole night, like most nice girls do. We're all nice girls at some point. I slept fine, even though you are not comfortable. Then you miss the princess package, because it's like, oh, she's not really a princess. But, thank you so much for your hospitality, but I could not sleep. She's really a princess. And you get more respect, and on it goes. Which brings me to my third and final point. Okay. If you are single, or if you are dating, or if you are in a relationship, or if you are married, whatever your situation is, if you're watching these videos, I'm assuming you want to add some kind of spark somewhere. Remember, you first add it into yourself, your personality, before you add it into your relationships and anything else. But I digress. If you look at fairy tales, keeping with the theme of fairy tales, if you look at fairy tales and you really think about it, wouldn't you agree that in, I would say, all fairy tales, the princesses really make the best seducers? Everybody wants to marry the princess. Nobody wants to marry the princess's sisters, stepsisters. Nobody wants to marry most of the princess's mothers or stepmothers or whatever are already married. But nobody wants to marry the girl next door. Nobody wants to marry I don't know, who else is in the fairy tale? Nobody wants to marry anybody in the fairy tale except the princess. And the princess doesn't necessarily want to marry any of them, but they offer her the whole world. How could she say no? And most of princesses' true loves happen to be princes with kingdoms. Very few princesses, I think it's only Shrek and Aladdin. Very few princesses fall in love. This is a story for another day, but very few princesses fall in love or marry or catch anything other than royalty. Very few. I would say maybe 2%. The other 98%, however, will always marry royalty. Now, the argument is they're royalty themselves, granted, but most princesses are on the verge of losing their title of being princess. And the only way to reinstate it is really just to marry a prince. But the point here is, if you're seducing a man, if you're upping your seduction game for a man, the best way to do it is to get onto princess status. Get onto the princess league and you really have to do very little else, because men like princesses. A princess is feminine. A princess cares so much about herself. She puts herself on a pedestal. A princess knows she is worth the best things in life. She loves the finer things in life, and she knows she deserves them, and she expects them. She doesn't argue because she just knows this is my lifestyle. That's it. A princess really puts herself ahead of everybody else. Not in a backstabbing way, but in the sense that I'll wake up and I'll take care of myself before anybody sees me. I'll spend time with myself. By the time you see me, you'll be so grateful to see me. You won't care that it took 3 hours of waiting. Because I'm so pretty. I'm a princess. I'm a pretty princess. I wear silk. I wear gold. I'm cute. And that will disarm any man. It is a proven fact that if you show up to a meeting, to a date, to whatever, if you show up 15 minutes early, say you agreed to meet at 1:30, and you show up to said venue at 1:15, but you're looking raggedy, that man that you're meeting is not going to be as satisfied as if you had showed up at 2:00 looking amazing. It's a proven fact. I've proven it. I've had a conversation about it. I've heard men conversate about it. It's a proven fact. A man will be more, he doesn't know it. He'll be upset that you're late until you show up. Then princess. So if you really want to up your seduction game, you need to up your princess status within you. Start treating yourself like a princess. Don't expect people to treat you like a princess. Treat yourself like a princess. Then automatically people will treat you accordingly. Take extra care of yourself, your body, your mind, your manners, your habits, your posture, what you read, what you talk about, the way that you talk. Take care of all of these things. Who you socialize with, where you socialize. Remember, princesses go to castles and palaces and places like that. They don't go to certain places. Unless they're kidnapped, you won't see them in certain places. Be a princess, and automatically your princess aura, your princess vibe will be read by the princes in the crowd who have kingdoms to offer you if that's what you're looking for. Even at work, it's much easier to get cooperation when you're a princess. In social settings, if you're a princess, everybody wants to open a door for you, even women. The non-princess woman will open a door for a princess woman. It's true. It's a proven fact. Ask me. Ask me how I know. And men fall head over heels for a princess. So if you want more tips on how to be a princess, watch my previous video on how to be more feminine. I think it's the very first video in this Up Your Seduction series. And just practice those skills more and more and see what kind of results you get, especially if you're dating and socializing and mingling and meeting new people. But even if you are in a relationship, if you really want your man to fall in love with you all over again, Just try it. And don't get tired because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of effort. Remember, princesses are 1 in a million. So, and yeah, it's gonna take you work to upgrade yourself to a princess. But once you get there, the world is so different. The treatment is so different. The lifestyle is so different. Everything is so different. It is totally worth it. You will absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. And I cannot tell you the beautiful experiences that it brings me every day. So that's it. That's really the main points I wanted to share today on the importance of being a princess. If you are on this princess journey and there are some points you want to add that I have not added, please feel free to put them in the comments below. If this video helped, like and share and subscribe, and I will see you in our next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.